How's it going, Critter Family? Hope you all are doing well. Today we are going over a video by Robert Cabral. Aggressive Malinois tries to attack dogs and me. So we have a Malinois. We have what looks like a shot collar. We have maybe it's another regular collar. I would assume it's a shot collar because it's so high up. We have a prong collar. At least we know for sure we have a prong collar, and then we have a regular collar. And then we have what looks like a long line connected to one of these collars. I'm not sure which one. We have a long line here connected to Robert. I would not have the leash. If I had a dog that was on the long line that is any bit dog reactive, it says tries to attack dogs and me. So I don't know if this dog is human reactive and dog reactive, or just human, just dog aggressive or dog reactive. I would not be holding the leash like this anyway, unless I know I had a well-trained dog that was good on leash. I would not have a dog that is like this. I wouldn't have any dog that I don't know with a leash around my wrist like this, because it's very easy if this dog takes off, and this dog is going to take off here in a second. It's very easy for this dog to pull you down with this leash wrapped around your wrist like this, or it's too easy to dislocate your wrist or break your wrist or something like that. So that's just my 2 cents. I wouldn't do that, especially not on a long line where you have a very, very strong, powerful dog. I read once that dogs can pull 3 times their weight. So if this dog really wanted to pull down Robert, I'm sure he could. So this is just a little tidbit of how to hold the leash. I would not be holding it around my wrist like that. I also wouldn't have a prong collar or whatever this other collar is. If it's an e-collar or shot collar, obviously I wouldn't have that on. I would have this dog on a harness or a nice wide flat buckle collar, but I'd probably have them on a harness, that either clips in the front or the back, depending on how strong the dog is and how reactive they are. If this dog is looking at another dog, which this dog starts to go after something here in a second, then I would have this dog at a much further distance away. It looks like Robert likes to come to this park, which seems like a dog-friendly park. So I would make sure that I'd be working with this dog at a much further distance from any other dogs to prevent them from blowing up. So he does have a shot collar on, because we see there's a remote in his hand right here. She tells the dog down. The dog is reactive. We got 2 lines on here.
You know why he's upset?
Down. No, down.
So he has a slip lead on the dog as well. The dog has a shot collar, a prong collar, and a slip lead that he's letting this dog go at a distance to clothesline himself. I'm going to mute the music here for a second. He has this for added dramatic effect. Yanks the dog back, and the dog is telling him, "Ouch, that hurt, asshole, fuck you." That's what the dog is saying to him. He's saying, "Don't hurt me." He doesn't like him. He could be shocking him this entire time. Then he grabs the other collar, or the other leash that has the prong collar connected to it. So then he's correcting the dog. You don't tell a dog like this, or any dog who is trying to attack you, you don't tell them anything. You don't tell them squat. You back off, because you are creating this scenario. Now, a lot of people would say, don't back off, don't back down to a dog who's being aggressive or reactive. I don't care what you say. I'm backing off. In this very scenario, he needs to back off, because he's the one who set this dog off. The dog is going to win unless you have 3 different tools on them that are used to cause pain and pain compliance. Again, more music. Clear communication.
Down.
Shocking, 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 shocking.
Right, now it's a little tap, and that's what you got to stop. Because this is the Malinois coming out of him. Corrections are not personal.
Stepping on the leash. He's not stepping on the leash. He's stepping outside the leash. But when you have a reactive dog, you do not use a shot collar. Don't listen to this idiot, and he's probably going to give me some kind of, not even privacy complaint. He's going to probably strike this video and try to say that I'm taking his video and I'm slandering him or whatnot. I'm giving you my honest opinion that he is a dangerous trainer because he's going to make this dog that much more reactive. I'm using this under the Fair Use Act, so I'm not just stealing his content. Okay, I'm giving my opinion. I'm giving my educated opinion. I don't know that he's educated at all. But he is using a shot collar with an aggressive dog. He's going to make this dog more aggressive, in my opinion. This poor dog over here also is choking.
Walk next to him. I'm going to control him. Just walk down this way. Just walk this way. You can let go of the leg. So he's going to see a lot of dogs here.
So then they were
Very nice.
flooding.
And now call him to you. Good.
So all these dogs are set
walk
up by
closer,
him,
please.
and he's probably shocking him. Okay, let's just mute this music.
He needs to protect me.
Well, that's what you just. That's why
Prong
you
collar,
need to be
shock
more-
collar. Got a long light on the prong collar. Very, very dangerous. You can very easily damage your dog's trachea and esophagus and all that, you know, especially with as low as it is. But he has to have the damn shock collar on, so he has the shock collar up really, really high on the dog's neck. So the prong collar is going to be a lot lower on the dog's neck. Very dangerous if you have this dog running towards dogs at the end of a 15-foot or 20-foot line, and they hit the end of that prong collar. That is very dangerous for the dog. It's dangerous for the dog to hit any kind of a collar, especially a slip lead, anything like that with this. But, you know, he's also slapped dogs in the head before. He's let them clothesline themselves before, you know, at shelters. He's trained a lot of dangerous ways. I've done videos of his before where he trained very dangerously and he would go to shelters. I don't know if he still does. Like Bound Angels was the name of his company or what he used to call himself. Now it's just... I don't know what it is I want to say, but I just know him as Robert Cabral.
more firm with him. That's the exact problem with this dog, right? He doesn't.
You don't need to be more firm with him. You need to help him understand. I'm going to say through positive reinforcement, through understanding of how a dog works, and not flooding him and not correcting him. All he knows how to do is correct a dog because he's a dangerous trainer. That's all he knows how to do, and that's what makes him a dangerous trainer. Because he's going to get the wrong dog, which he found, and this dog is going to tell him, hey, screw you, you're hurting me, I'm going to react just like a Shiba would, just like Adonis would. If you were hurting Adonis, he would absolutely snap back at you. And it's your fault. It's whoever is controlling the shock and the prong and the slip lead and hurting the dog, and when the dog is over threshold, sometimes they will redirect. And that's exactly what this dog did.
To protect you. I want to see if he'll stay on it down with this dog kind of close. Not really close, but like 8-10 feet.
Okay, so instead of, you know, where this dog is going to react, instead of having the dog further away, or having this dog on a harness, or even, you know, I would have them on a harness if they're going to be lunging like that. If there's any, you know, if this dog is really that reactive towards other dogs, I would definitely have them on a harness that clips on the front, or I would have a leash that clips on the back and the front. They have like a double leash, double-ended leash with a one handle in the middle. But, you know, just for added control. But I would have this dog, I wouldn't have that many dogs near this dog. I would have him over here, and I would have a dog 25 feet or however far away until this dog can look like this.
Down with this dog kind of close.
So he's staring, he closes his mouth a little bit a couple of times. That means that dog is getting a little bit too close. You want to look out for these warning signs. You know, he's staring at the dog.
Not really,
What you
but
could be
like
doing
8-10 feet.
is, you know, he starts panting again, stress panting. I don't think it's too hot. He's wearing a coat. You know, she looks like she's maybe a little bit chilly. So I don't think it's too hot outside, but one sec. Let me let Allie out. Okay, so now Allie is out. But I would have this dog at a distance, whatever the distance is that this dog is under threshold, where they feel that they're comfortable. We don't have to force them in a down. We don't have to hold them in a down with a shock collar. We don't have to continuously tell them down. I don't care if they're in a down. My thought is not having, you know, putting a dog in a down is a false sense of security. I would have this dog where they are comfortable standing. If they want to lay down, they can. If we can ask them for a down and they go down, great. If they do a sit, we can do a sit. You know, where I can ask them to do certain behaviors that they can do while they're super focused on their person. And they don't have to be focused on me. I want them to be focused on their person, because their person is going to be the one holding the leash. Because I rarely hold the leash of a dog I don't know anyway. Just because I don't need to be in control of anything unless I'm showing the person a demonstration of how to walk a dog on leash. But I would have this dog below threshold, and I'd be marking and rewarding for them to be able to look at the dog, and I'm going to wait for them to look away. If they don't look away after about 3 seconds, then I'm going to make a clicky noise or a kissy noise or something to get their attention. And then I would mark and reward for them looking at me. Or I would have the owner do the same thing.
Tell him down.
Down.
So that's when you need to.
So he's over
Down.
threshold. He's shocking him right now.
Down.
See, that's why you want to be careful of the prong collar.
Prong
See, 'cause that's
collar
what the prong collar
Yeah.
completely
broke
came
and
off.
fell off.
Okay.
So he's adjusting the shock now. He's adjusting his shock collar, maybe to a higher level.
Tell him down.
Down.
So the dog did not need that correction. They got the shock, or they got the prong collar back on. The dog did not need that correction at all, especially not on a slip lead, especially not at a distance like this. All Robert Cabral knows how to do is correct a dog, and that is it. That is simply all he knows how to do. This dog does not need that.
So when he challenges you, you've got to win that challenge.
No, he's not challenging her. He's telling her that what is a challenge? What was the challenge there? What was the challenge? That he wasn't laying down when you told him to, so you had to go up on the shock collar? You don't use a shock collar, a slip lead, or a prong collar on a dog that is reactive. It looks like he has a nice martingale on. That's all you need. And I would have him at, a regular 6-foot distance, and I would make sure that the owner knows how to, take in any slack and let it out and know how to use a leash and all that good stuff.
Right? Don't hurt him. Don't yank him or hit him. Don't yell at him.
You are hurting him. You're hurting him with the prong collar. You're hurting him with the shock collar. You're hurting him with the slip lead. Him running to the end of that leash, he reacted that way. He reacted worse because he clotheslined himself at the end of a slip lead.
But just stop that movement. Atta boy. Good. Hey, down. Nope, down. Good.
I don't know if he
boy.
shocked him or not.
Wait.
Correction and immediate praise. So then he shocked him to make him go down. Down is this false sense of security. You think just because your dog is laying down that you have control of them? I would rather them be standing or sitting or making friends with a butterfly, and knowing that I would have more control of them that way because they're comfortable, that I don't have to force them into a down. I don't have to force them to stay in a down when there's another dog nearby, because all you're doing is relying on the shock collar, on the prong collar, on the slip lead. All you're doing is relying on these corrective tools to keep this dog in a false sense of security.
Nope. Down. See, so when he hears that no, he's like, no, F you. Good.
Need a No, he's not saying F you. Fuck you, Robert. You're an idiot. He is not saying that. He's not saying F you. He's confused. He is simply confused. Verbal corrections need a physical follow through. So did you shock him then? This poor dog, this dog is going to become psychotic because of you. I imagine she would need to go through another trainer because of you, because she's not going to be able to keep up with all of this. This dog is going to need 3 collars. Let's see, 4 collars on. The leash, 3 collars and a leash. A slip lead, just to control this dog. It would be so easy to work with this dog, keeping them below threshold, market rewarding for them seeing other dogs. I mean, it's so simple in theory, and it's so simple to practice as long as you know what you're doing. Keep your dog under threshold. Keep them at a distance when they see another dog. And that doesn't mean forever. This quick fix is not a fix. I can promise you that this is going to make this dog worse. There's so many studies that prove that corrections make a dog less trusting of you, ruining the bond between the dog and the owner. The dog still has a bond with the owner because he's the one doing all the correcting. And if you're going to be doing corrections and the dog actually sees it as punishment, then you have to have a high enough level, and it has to be painful enough for the dog to see it as punishment to stop the behavior.
Free. Good boy. Same thing here. Sit. Good. Sit. No. Sit. Good.
The dog is trying so hard.
No. Sit.
Whining, leaking is due to frustration, confusion. Okay, so then why are you confusing him? So before you said that he's saying F you. Now you're saying he's confused. I think you're very confused, Robert. You're very confusing.
Good. Your communication.
Just because the dog is not yelping in pain does not mean they do not experience pain with this shock collar. That's why it's working. He's got this prong collar at the distance of a 15-foot lead at least. Very dangerous.
With him isn't 100% clear. His frustration, his aggression, like what he did with me, is coming out of confusion. So you've got to be much.
It's coming out of frustration from the pain is what I would think. I think after that correction, he said, fuck you, that hurt, stop hurting me, stop holding me back, I'm redirecting on you, you're scaring me. That's what I think. I could be totally wrong. I don't know. I'm not the dog. I'm not a dog scientist or a behaviorist. I'm sure they could tell me something different.
Clear with him. Good. Free. Good boy.
See, he wants to go right back to his owner.
Complicated. In fact, through my online dog training.
Oh, no, I don't agree with that at all. I think you would be wasting your time and your money if you go through his program. But if you like him, go follow him.
I also think that's why he's very needy to you, running behind you, really trying to...
Because you're hurting him, he's trying to go back behind her because she doesn't hurt him. He says, Mom, get me away from this crazy guy who has this stupid shock collar on, who's clotheslining me with a prong collar and a slip lead. Mom, get me away from this crazy guy.
Protective over you. That's why he's going after other dogs or me. If I was putting pressure on you and he was trying to bite me, I wouldn't fix it. Because I'd say that's his instinct to protect you. But the fact that I'm here, he's seen me a couple times, and I'm just telling him to do something, and then he's like coming at me and showing me his teeth, he's going to get corrected for that.
No, you're an idiot. You're an abusive idiot. I will say it. You are abusive, Robert Cabral. You're an abusive dog trainer.
Tell him down.
Down.
Sit down.
Down.
Good. I got him.
So I don't know if he was shocking him then or not.
Right, let's walk towards that dog and let's see what he does.
Oh, great. So he's going to, instead of keeping him here where he's under threshold enough, he's being controlled by the shock collar. This poor dog. Instead of keeping him there and rewarding him, God forbid you reward this dog. This man does not use a reward a day in his life. Or if he does, he's going to say the dog won't take the reward because the dog is over threshold.
Good boy.
He's channeling up his shock collar.
Whiskey, come.
Good. Right.
No
Walk
reward.
this way, walk sideways.
Tripping over the prong collar. If she steps on that and she corrects the dog could redirect on her because he says, I'm getting corrected while I'm over threshold. He made a redirect on her. Bad fault of the trainer. Bad planning here. Dragging this line. The fact that he needs a second line on a prong collar just shows he's a failure of a trainer.
Tell him down.
Whiskey, down.
No.
Shock.
Down.
Whiskey, down.
Shock.
No,
So the
down.
idea is no, down, right? Good.
Poor dog.
Good. Walk away from him. No.
No,
Shock.
down.
When he does
Poor
that
dog.
snapping at your hand, that's not acceptable.
He snapped? I didn't.
He's done it like 6 times.
Oh.
Okay, so this, when you see it on film, is going to look a lot different than
Then don't point at the dog. Don't be using this method. This is a fail. I mean, there's going to be fallout with this method that you're using. When you point at the dog, he may think of that as you're pointing at him. He may take it as a threat. Instead of using this stupid method, this dangerous method, this is where the prong collar fell off earlier. Instead of using this type of method, use a bond building exercise. Use positive reinforcement for him to see that the owner is that much better, and you can change the behavior where he snaps at you so he doesn't feel the need to snap at you. You can teach him to be trusting of hands around his face where he doesn't see it as a pointing in his face. You're trying to attack him. You're trying to go for his eyes. You're going for his mouth. You're going for he's defending himself. Or it's just a nervous, maybe it's just a nervous act of his where it's just a nervous response and he just snaps at the hand. I mean, he's a Malinois. I don't know. I'm not going to say that just because he's a Malinois that he's going to be very snappy. I mean, I know that Shepherds in general are very mouthy. But you don't need to correct him for trying to snap at your hand. You need to change what you're doing and be aware of it in order to change it. I didn't notice that he snapped at her because I was looking elsewhere. But I didn't notice that he snapped at her hand. But this way of training is going to make this dog so much worse.
Interesting, because you're not acting on his behavior at all, right? He needs to know.
She's probably just wasted her time and money with him because she's not going to be able to work with this dog the way he is. And he's going to screw this dog up and then hand him back to her and say, all right, there you go. Good luck.
When I do this, it's an immediate no. He's halfway to her growling and you're...
If corrections are, I mean, that is true. If corrections are not immediate, your dog will be confused. That is one true thing. I mean, not saying that he's lying or that he's wrong, I mean, about what he said. I mean, he was confusing earlier, but that is true. If your corrections are not immediate, that's why you need to get rid of the corrections. Don't worry about the corrections and worry about reinforcing, which is increasing behavior, versus decreasing behavior, which is punishment. Worry about increasing behavior that you want. The calm behavior that you want, the relaxed behavior that you want, the behavior that your dog is able to see another dog and not react to that. Reinforce that. Increase that behavior.
Waiting and then kind of saying, hey, whiskey, no. Like, hey, no, knock it off. Come here, let's go. Down.
A dog that focuses on obedience is generally less focused on distractions. I mean, yeah, that's true, but I don't care about obedience. I mean, just because your dog is good at down and sit doesn't mean that's going to be, you know, that doesn't mean that's the one-all fix-all. If your dog is focused on a number of things that you're doing with them, yes, they'll be less focused on distractions. I want my dog to be able to be proofed in distractions, to where they can see the distractions and they, instead of just being so focused on something else that then they forget about the distractions around them, I want them to be able to see the distractions and still choose to work with me anyway. That's what proofing is for me, where I can teach the dog that no matter what's going on, that, you know, you can see it, you can be aware of it, but you choose to focus on me because I am more important than anything in this world. I mean, I guess that's what, I don't know if that's what you would call, you know, obedience, because I don't care about necessarily a dog. I mean, I'll ask a dog to sit and down, and if they can focus on that, great. But I'm not necessarily focused on a long down stay, and I don't have to use any kind of a shock collar to do it.
No, down, good.
Immediate
Great.
down. This is just frustration. This poor dog.
Down. No, down.
Shock.
Good. See, now it's
He
clear.
held the button down. It looked like he held the button
Let's
down.
go. Free. Good.
It builds a fair relationship. Bullshit. It builds a controlling relationship. In this case, it builds a controlling relationship because he's so focused on this down and this sit and this and that. Now, I'm not saying that that doesn't build a relationship in every relationship. Depending on how you train your dog, I don't think it's BS. But I think in this case, I think it's BS because I don't think that's a fair relationship because he's forcing the dog into the obedience. He's not giving the dog the option. He's not giving the dog the choice to say, yes, I would rather lay down because it's more rewarding to do so than to be focused on anything else.
Good. Whiskey. Down.
In this case, it doesn't build
Walk by
confidence.
that.
This dog is giving lip licks. This dog is very fearful. See, he moved his foot and the dog freaked out. Watch this. Moves his foot, moves his other foot. The dog says, whoa,
No,
are you trying to
down.
kick me? He's very nervous. There's a dog very, very close to him on a choke chain. And he's ready there with his button.
Good. Yeah, just go by. I got her. I got him. He's not going nowhere.
He now accepted the dog who lunged at previously. Oh, he now accepts the dog that he lunged at previously. Again, going up on his shock collar. Or checking his number on his shock collar.
Good.
He doesn't tell the lady how high he's going on the shock collar. This is just force. This is pure force. It's not impressive at all. This dog is not focused on the obedience. He's just focused on trying to avoid correction and punishment.
Good boy. Good boy.
Wow, that's the only praise and reassurance he gets is a good boy. There's no treat reward. There's no high value reward. There's no tug toy. There's no anything that the dog would enjoy. I mean, I think depending on the dog's stress level, which, you know, if you use positive reinforcement, you don't have to worry so much about the dog's stress level getting, you know, overstimulated, that if you use a tug toy, that this dog might get overstimulated and try to go and correct the other dog. Maybe, you know, if they're this stressed, but I wouldn't have a dog this close this soon anyway. And I wouldn't need a shock collar, slip lead, or a prong collar on this dog. He probably has this on so high that's the only way that he's able to have this dog go so close. So that way, if this dog even tries anything, I mean, the dog, before when he would say no, it would take a couple of times for the dog to go down. Now this time when he says down, the dog is immediately down.
Here, I don't want to touch him. I don't want to give him a cookie or anything because that's going to break his concentration.
God forbid you give him something that he finds rewarding. This is just pure force.
Stubborn. Good.
Stress
Just
panting
run by
again.
a little bit with her, like get a little movement on her. Good.
So he's just really trying this dog's patience. He is trying so hard on this dog's patience.
Good. Perfect. What's up, brother? Go, yeah, no worries. Free. Down.
Shock.
Very
Shock.
good. No corrections. Nothing at all.
I don't believe that.
But the communication.
It looked like he was pressing down on the button with his hand. But if he says that, then okay.
Down. Very good. No corrections. Nothing.
But the
at all.
dog whined to go down. The dog doesn't want to go down. This is this could be seen as a punishment for the dog, even though they're not getting corrected with the shock collar. The dog will see this as a punishment, or can see this as a punishment, because they're being forced to lay down when they don't want to. This dog is not comfortable. You're making this dog shark bait compared to all the other dogs around them. The reason why this dog is going after the other dogs is probably because he doesn't trust other dogs. And this is not going to help anything.
But the communication with me is a little clearer and less emotional. And I think you can do that, you know. I think, come on over now, I'm going to have you do it. I'm going to hold the leash, just in case he breaks and stuff. I need you to be, when you say something.
Wrapping it around his hand, again, very dangerous, very easy to break your hand. If the dog lunges, very easy to pull you down.
When the last syllable pops out, he should be doing it.
So
if
he
I say,
broke the down that he was in, and he didn't correct him now.
"Whiskey
Confusion.
down." See?
Now he did.
If you waited 1 second longer, I'd say no, down. You've got to be precise.
And you
with
would
this
use the
dog.
shock collar too, I imagine.
It's like driving a Ferrari. It's not like driving a Chevy Tahoe truck, you know?
Okay.
Okay. So
No,
free
just because he's a Malinois doesn't mean he needs a firmer hand than any other type of dog.
him up.
Free.
You broke again.
You're going to kind of control him. I've got the leash. You're going to control him verbally. You got a couple big dogs around. He's going to bring a lot of energy to the table. She's not
Always
gonna
know
bring
the
any
dogs you're
energy.
working
He's
with,
gonna
absolutely.
Bring a little bit of energy. That dog's not going to bring any energy. Okay? So he's going to see this dog and you're going to tell him down.
This dog over here has a shock collar
down.
on.
Very good. Walk away from him. Right? Good down. That's all you need is that couple.
Walking away is going to make him more nervous and want to. You're now setting him adrift in a sea of sharks. And he's now by himself. He has the one bit of comfort that he has is now drifting away from him. Creating distance, I don't think would reduce that behavior. I think it increases his anxiety. He may feel less protective of her, but it's gonna increase his anxiety where he may feel more likely to take it out on another dog.
Foot disconnect. That's all you need. Good. Come on
I don't
back.
think that helps him at all.
When you get up to him, say free.
Free.
Okay, we're going to walk around. We're going to make a little lap here, a little loop here.
Over here.
Okay, that's fine. Don't overcorrect him. And then we're going to come back this way. We're going to turn around.
She's smart though. In case he
Okay.
goes for another dog, she doesn't want him to trip her up.
See this dog? Good.
Whiskey
Very
down.
good. Good. Very good.
I don't think she should be saying whiskey down, whiskey good, whiskey this, whiskey that. Say whiskey, wait a second, and then say the word, the word, the cue. Whiskey down. Whiskey to get his attention. Good. Or good job, whiskey. Or something like that. I mean, that's just, how I do it. But of course, I'm not the only one who, you don't have to listen to what I say. That's not the only way to do it. But I think you should separate the name from the cue. Otherwise, then the cue becomes whiskey good, whiskey down, whiskey sit, whiskey this, whiskey that. It should be whiskey as the attention getter, and then the cue should just be, the verbal cue should just be sit or down or stay.
Whiskey free.
Okay, tell him down again.
Whiskey down. No, down.
Yeah, good.
Good boy.
Okay, so there's 4 dogs. 1, 2, 3.
Way too
4,
much for this poor
5
dog.
of them.
Because you
And
have
you're
to
just gonna
control
walk
him
next
with the
to him. I'm
shock
gonna
collar.
control him. And just walk down this way. Just walk this way. Okay? You can let go of the leg. So he's going to see a lot of dogs here. Good. Very good. One more time back. And then we're going to put him back. That's a nice picture. Okay, so you got a lot of nice corrections, a lot of nice information.
A lot of nice corrections, firm information, baloney. He is just shocking this dog and correcting him. He's not giving him any other communication other than, you do what I say because I say it. He's like, sit means sit. The name of that company, sit means sit. They use shock collars on every dog. This poor dog. This is so sad.
Well, when you walk, come over here a little bit more. Here. Okay. When you walk, you need to have a purpose. When you walk slowly, all of you
The dog follows a confident energy. You don't have to have this confident energy baloney. It's just BS. The dog needs I mean, yes, if you're unsure, the dog can be unsure a little bit too, but it doesn't mean that you have to be this like absolutely perfect, confident person for your dog to follow you. I mean, I wasn't always the most confident, and my dog was totally fine. If you're not confident, then don't have your dog around 15 other dogs over here. I know there's probably like 5 over here, and I said 15, but okay. Oh, all right. Nitpick me if you want. But you don't need to be confident in order, I mean, understand what you're doing and be confident in what you're doing, but you don't have to have this confident energy for your dog to lead off of. I don't think.
When you're like this with the dog's like, what's going on? It checks him out. If I just go, boom, I'm going to my car. My phone's ringing. I got to go get my phone. That's what I want you to do. Just take off and walk. Go. Okay. That's right. Tell him sit.
See, he's still staring at the other dogs. He's too close. The only reason he's listening is because of the
Come
shock
back to
collar.
me.
Because of the threat of the
Come to
shock
me.
collar.
You come to me. Lizette, to me.
No, sit.
That's fine. Down, fine. The
See,
idea
she's
what I want
confusing
you
the
to
dog now.
teach
She said
him-
sit, the dog went down. So if you're going to be correcting the dog for not going down, earlier he corrected the dog for going down when he wanted it to sit, or when he wanted him to sit. There's just a lot of, she's not going to be able to keep up with this.
is whiskey, come, right? In other words, I want him to learn this idea, whiskey, here, whiskey down.
See, he's making
No,
that same
down.
mistake too, where it should not be whiskey down, it should just be down. Or just whiskey a second and then down.
Whiskey, come. If he learns the picture of I look at the dog, my escape path is away from that dog, that's how he's going to be safer. Because right now he's charging.
That's
up
one
to
thing
the
I
dog.
agree with.
He-
Yes, good. If he sees the dog and he moves away from it, terrific. That's what you should be working on. But you don't need the shock collar, the slip lead, or the prong collar to do it. Absolutely, I agree with that. If the dog sees another dog, you have an escape path. You don't have to move toward it.
He thinks the only way out of it is through it. The only way out.
Because that's a dog's natural tendency, is when they get cornered, they it's fight, flight, fiddle, faint, or freeze. If they can't run away, they don't think they can run away. They get themselves into a corner. They think the only way, they don't know how to get out of it. They don't know how to get out of a pickle or out of a sticky situation. I talk about this Australian Shepherd that I worked with that would, run up to you and go belly up because she was trained very abusively with a shock collar with not, one, but or not 2, but 4 prongs in it, or 4 little whatever they are, the little prods in it, whatever they're called. She was trained very aggressively that the only way to turn it off was to go belly up. And so she learned that whenever she approached a person, if she went belly up, then you would leave her alone. So most people think when a dog goes over and goes belly up, they want tummy rubs. So whenever anybody would try to pet her belly, she would try to snap at them. So I taught her, instead of coming up to me and thinking that you're trapped and you're stuck, because most dogs do think that they get themselves cornered like that, then I would toss a treat away and she would move away. And then she learned, okay, I don't have to go over and go belly up when I'm nervous. When I'm nervous, I can actually stay away from the person or the dog or whatever it is that scares me, because she was also dog reactive. She didn't live a very good life. She learned that, oh, when I move away, I feel better.
It is out of it. Get away. Whiskey, come here. Whiskey, down. No, down. Down. So this dog gives him the most concern, and he should, because they have very similar energies, right? I should be able to say, here, Whiskey, come. Good boy, what a good boy. Yeah, what a good boy. That's a good boy.
Yeah, that's the only bit of praise that he
And
gets.
that's what you got to get him to get. So we'll do it one time and we're done. Whole class is done, right?
Keep down. Down.
Okay, down one time, then no. Okay, back away from him. And then anytime you want to call
This
him.
is so dangerous.
Okay.
Very, very dangerous. How to correct your dog. Lovely. You don't. That's how you correct your dog. You don't. You correct yourself for what you do wrong, and that will change your dog's behavior. So that does it for this video. I think Robert Cabral is just a dangerous trainer. I think he's downright abusive. That's my opinion. Let me know what you think of this video. Go say hi to your little critters. I don't recommend you follow him, but if you want to follow him, here's his stuff. Dog lovers. Yeah, this page is for you. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, if you want to follow his stuff, then follow him. This is his video and all his stuff. If you like what I do, then you're welcome to follow me. Or follow anybody else, like Zach George or Kiko Pup or Happy Hounds Dog Training, Positive Canine, all those good people. Go say hi to your little critters. Say hi to you for me. Give them some kind of love and they appreciate. Until next time, practice peace, patience, and positivity.